Hello, welcome to the video. Before we begin, I have a very important message for you, and I'm going to tell you the future of the channel and what happened to our original channel, the Scorpio Scriptures. The Scorpio Scriptures podcast has been alive for just about 2 years, and we're about to hit 20,000 subscribers. We had over 1,000 videos in our catalog, and we averaged about 15,000 listeners and views a day. So, this podcast is a kind of a relaunch of the past podcast where people can go back and see our work. I'm going to explain exactly what happened to you, and I have an official letter from YouTube, the Becky team, going over what happened. So basically what happened is our official account got terminated due to a quote-unquote glitch in the matrix in the system. I'm going to read you this letter, and then I'm going to explain to you what's going to happen from here on out. So if this is your first time listening to this message, it's very important to understand what's going to happen to the Scorpio Scriptures podcast, okay? The podcast is going to begin after this. Just listen here. So here is the official letter I got from YouTube right here. Dear Master J, or whom it may concern, I'm a member of the YouTube moderation team. My name is Becky Smith. Your consistency and desire to help others is admirable, and I truly respect how you have consistently helped your community and answered their questions and relationships with astrology and Scorpio men. You're welcome, Becky. However, there is one big problem that has violated our YouTube terms. You have consistently mentioned in your channel your disdain for Geminis and constantly ridicule a woman named Becky. I have been a big fan of your channel and took this as a funny joke. It wasn't until now, as my ex-husband, who was a Scorpio man who used to watch your channel as well, recently left me for a Virgo rising woman with a Pisces moon, who I know you are very fond of, as you mentioned your mother and your twin flame also have these placements. My ex-husband told me he has evolved beyond my understanding as a Scorpio and that he no longer wants to be married as a Gemini. As a result, in reviewing your content, we are filing this as hate speech, and we are permanently terminating your Scorpio Scriptures podcast with a 0% chance of account recovery due to violations of YouTube terms, also known as hate speech. This has nothing to do with my personal situations. It is simply due to the fact that your information, although aimed to help people, can be misinterpreted and can cause men to act absurdly. This is nothing personal. I am just keeping YouTube a safe place and following corporate protocol. I hope you do not misunderstand. Thank you for your contributions to the YouTube platform. I wish you the best in your future endeavors, and I will never date or marry a Scorpio man again thanks to you. Sincerely, Becky Smith. P.S. Yes, I am really a Gemini, and no, I do not have all my placements in Gemini. P.P.S. I like Leos more than Scorpios. Anyway, so that is what happened to the old Scorpio Scriptures podcast. We were a targeted attack from BeckyTube, which I now call BeckyTube. So what's going to happen is I have done my best with my staff and my team and I, who have worked together on this project for the last 2 years, aiming to help women with their Scorpio men, right? And aiming to help people evolve and spiritually grow. We have found just about 200 of our old podcast videos. What I'm going to do is re-upload them, the videos that have been slightly edited, so the YouTube algorithm cannot find my voice nor my name or really identify it, right? So hopefully this new channel doesn't get terminated as well. We have about 50 videos that have been altered and edited where it changes my voice a little bit. We're going to re-upload those for you guys if you want to watch it. If you're a new listener, if you're an old listener, if you enjoy the content, you can go to scorpioscriptures.com or Scorpio Scriptures Raw. You're going to find the link right here under my name. And if you want to support the channel, if you really liked what you listened to in the past 2 years, you can purchase all of that old collection, original podcasts. We have license for the music. We have the copyright all over there, and it will never, ever, ever be deleted. So if you're new to the channel, you really want to figure out your Scorpio man, or you want to consume more of the content, know that one day this video, like my old podcast, might just vanish. And if you want permanent access to it, go to scorpioscriptures.com or Scorpio Scriptures Raw, and that's what we're going to do with the channel. So we're going to stop the operations of creating more content for now, as I don't believe that I am allowed on YouTube, or I'm not sure how this is going to work. But In the case that I vanish again and you want to archive in a true collection of all the content, the books, the programs, audiobooks, a lot of things that we sold before, all packaged into one thing, go ahead, go over to scorpioscriptures.com, and we're just going to re-upload these edited videos so it flies under the radar for now, okay? So thank you all for your support, and I hope you enjoy the podcast. I'm going to say this one more time because the Scorpio Scriptures healing facility is still open in Asia, but the podcast has been shut down. So welcome back to another episode of the Scorpio Scriptures podcast. I'm your host, Master J. This is where we talk about astrology, all things Scorpio related, and the expansion of consciousness. We just expanded on the consciousness of Becky Tube, and now we're going to get into the podcast and today's topic. So how do you get that Scorpio man to start talking about what do you actually want? Right? It's been a while now. It's been 6 months. It's been a year. It's been 2 years. You feel something. You know he wants to say something. You know there's something there. But you can't pull it out of this man. Why? All the other men, they're just throwing themselves at you. But this guy, you're like, You gotta respect the slow mover. You gotta respect someone that's observant. But sometimes the Scorpio man can be a little too observant, a little too slow moving. So I'm gonna help you guys along this process. Welcome back to the Scorpio Scriptures podcast. I'm your host, Master J. So we're talking about astrology, all things Scorpio related, and the expansion of consciousness. This podcast ultimately was created with the goal to help women with their Scorpio man, but it's diving into it's expanded into much more than that, but that is the general theme. Now you want your questions answered, check us out, the Scorpio Scriptures on Instagram. That's where most of the questions are answered and polls are created. So how are you gonna get this guy to open up? I did not inherently understand this as a man. I understand that these type of men have their walls and they are tough to open up and very stoic and mysterious. However, I learned this from other women doing this to me. And I learned the power of the woman and observing it. I have its influence over other men. There are powers, mystical, magical powers that women have over men that some women may have seen to forgotten. And I'm not just talking about the power of the P. I'm talking about the power of the M, the mouth. Not what that mouth do. I'm saying what that mouth whispers. What that mouth plants. The words of a woman can be so powerful when it comes to a man, and especially with a Scorpio man, because the words of a woman, when they are subtle and soft, they can draw out the secrets of the Scorpio man. There are women who can get a man to do things by just saying a sentence, by just saying a couple words. How do they do that? With their sweet, soft, feminine charm. You know what I'm saying. Do you know what I'm saying? My twin flame's mom does this a lot. Whenever we are taking a break from each other or just doing our things, she is the glue that wants to bring us back together. But she never ever says, "Hey, Jay, why aren't you doing this?" She goes, "Oh, you know, this is that, did this today." There's a power that women have. It's they can get to the point without getting to the point, because they have a power of giving a man his power. I don't think many women, well, I don't know, so I don't think many women have understood the power of this, what I'm saying here. The power of a woman is to make a man feel like a man. And to get a man to feel like a man, when you can do that, you can pretty much tap into his deepest desires and his deepest core and have himself open himself up to you. The power of a woman is very subtle and very silent, yet it drives a man to do things and move in such a way. Have you ever met a man that would kill for a woman? Have you ever met a man that does everything for a woman and she barely speaks to him, she barely talks to him, she just says small little things, small little suggestions? Why is that? It's because her energy feeds into him and amplifies him in such a way, yet it is silent. The power of the woman and the power of the man together. The woman is able to drive the man, to supercharge the man to manifest and to open him up. And when you can understand your power to lift a man to new levels, you can get pretty much whatever you want from a man. But it's not loud and rambunctious. It's very, very subtle. It's very, very quiet. To do this, you must tap into your feminine nature, to draw out the most buried and deep, perhaps even hurt and stoic man with a warlike nature to dominate this world. Pluto and Mars. The energy of a soldier, the energy of a warrior, the energy of almost like a necromancer. A dark and ominous vibe. How does one charm a man like that? Sweet feminine charms. What he is not used to. There's nothing that makes a warrior drop his guard like the soft feminine whims of a woman. It's an energy thing. It's not loud, it's not la-la, it's not rah-rah, but it's more powerful, and it will get you more results than 1,000 men going against him. What I'm talking about is something that I cannot truly explain, but every woman will understand this inherently, and every man who has been blessed to meet women who have this ability will understand what I'm saying. It's quiet, it's powerful, yet it opens a man up and it brings him to another level of movement. How to get that Scorpio man to open up is to tap into yourself, your own true femininity, your own true comfort, your own true present moment, that relaxation within yourself that is peaceful. Master Yao Yamake Morris said, the woman at her purest form is like soil waiting to be acted upon, planted, or a lightning rod waiting to absorb electricity to it. It is still like the earth. And when a man such as a Scorpio with the intense, raw, warrior-like nature meets something that is still, is when a unstoppable force meets an immovable object, and there they go and they bloom together. And I want to say, not only the answers you want are drawn out, everything you want is drawn out, because this man is then in service to you, and this man is then in service to the divinity in you. Ladies have a lot more power than they ever really think, and they ever really comprehend. And I want to repoint that back to you, because it is also powerful and it feels also right. The true essence of you, my lovely listeners, can get 1,000 angry men to simply stand there and be quiet and calm them down. That is your true gift. That is your true power. And I honor that power within you, because it is very, very, very strong. And it cools a man and it refreshes a man, like the still waters of an ocean. How to get the Scorpio man to open up to you? All you have to do is understand this and just ask him a question. Oh, you'll be surprised at how far things can go from there. Ladies, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand the power that you have?
Yo, what's up? It's your man, Master J. In the flesh, I'm a real person. If you enjoyed the Scorpio scriptures, I'm going to give you some more in-depth info. Check out the Scorpio Man Playbook. We just launched. You can get the paperback on Amazon, and you can check out our ebooks and audiobooks all on scorpioscriptures.com. You want to check out my second book, Master Level Alignment, How to Enter the Universal Flow of Abundance. This will help you grow very much spiritually. If you like our Scorpio Scriptures artwork, like so, we've just launched on our new merch site, Scorpio Scriptures merch, a whole collection of stickers, shirts, all these things Scorpio related. This one is my favorite here. It says hashtag by Becky. So hit the link in the description of the video below. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube. You can connect on all of our platforms there. You can DM me your questions, etc. Maybe I'll answer them, or maybe I'll hashtag by Becky you. I appreciate you guys' support. It's your man Jay, signing out. Peace. Boom.